All right. Well, welcome, Doug.
Cheers, fellas. Just
This
you
is
and me tonight, Lou?
was it?
Where's Jeff been, by the way? I haven't seen him on
He's just been really busy with work, so I
yeah.
think he said maybe next week he'll host. It's he's got the pro account, so we don't have to be so cognizant of the time and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
For sure.
but
Anyway, good to see you. Cheers. Having a little bit of the red. I'm like you. I like the Boxo wine, but I do the mini versions now.
yeah, I've got the. How much is in those?
3 drinks. You
Oh, okay.
probably got like 20 in there.
This is like 4 bottles, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4 bottles.
So I only go through like two of those a night.
Those are good though. The Nighthawk,
I
the
don't.
Pinot. Not bad. I mean, they're not great. Anyway.
But well, this is a good week to have you on because you, besides Phil, you were maybe second star because you had 4 games of Warrior in. Well, we'll get to all that, and then you had oh, you're on the I did an injury an IL list by
I
dollar.
saw that
Well,
last week. The
this
the
week I
misery index, that was hilarious.
yeah, this week I did it by dollar value, so it doesn't the Yahoo rankings don't factor in, but you're in the lead in that, so.
Well, I'm always in the lead in misery.
So I'll just go to the standings, and then you just come in with what you want to say, and hopefully I'll get to it quickly here.
Yeah, yesterday was weird. I really didn't expect much out of yesterday because it was like just nobody was playing, you know. And I'm like, oh, this guy Soriano, he's been pitching pretty good. He's got a lot of strikeouts. He's a reliever, but I'm like, oh, I'll pick him up, give him a try, and he just has an amazing game. But
It was for the Angels, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I tried to pick him up in a AL Roto league I was in. I didn't get him a couple weeks
Oh,
ago, I guess it was.
so it's funny you talk about your Roto League. I've noticed you've been talking about the last couple episodes. I've been in a National League only Roto League for probably almost 20 years now.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. My friend Andrew Ediger, he grew up with Mark Sadowski. You remember Mark and Sherry from DeKalb days?
I don't think so. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, no, they lived across the street from the Pearl Street house. Chad was friends with them, so that was like our connection, sort of.
I can't believe
Anyway,
he was a baseball guy. I didn't know about him because we had 7 people in the league that first year. We could have used that. We had 8 with Larry, but he dropped out after the 16th round.
Larry Nutley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucked out after 16 rounds. I was like, just 5 more rounds. Come on. It was taken.
yeah. Larry Nutley and Mark Shippey and we all I knew those guys from Crystal Lake growing up.
Well, I know we took a long time because that was our first year, and like people, like when it was their turn, they'd be like looking up stuff in the magazines, like reading stuff. So I know it took a long time, but still, 5 more rounds, man. Just you've been here for 16.
Right. I mean, that was like your Bill James days when nobody was doing this. A handful of people were doing rotisserie leagues.
Yeah, I didn't have a computer back then, so it was just I don't know how I don't even know how I decided to choose players and stuff. I don't remember.
Well, I used to do that like when I was a kid out in my backyard. I'd have all my baseball cards and I'd make my like fantasy teams, sort of like pick guys I wanted from each team. I like catcher, first base, first base, second base. So that's kind of funny. I was like 10 years old doing that.
Yeah, that's really is that pre 1980 because that's when it first started.
78 was when I was doing it.
See, so you're even
my
before
cards.
the first rotisserie league.
Well, anyway, all right, so we got here a weekly at a glance leaderboard.
Yeah, so knockers are the new Buddha Kings, and Bizzotti increased their lucky laggard lead. And then games played overage is Spear. I think last week he was tied for the league. Now he's just got it by himself.
I mean, those aren't crazy numbers yet,
Yeah,
plus
wait till
18.
next year is 16 under. So you don't want to get too far away with that.
Right.
Cows and Satch are right in the middle. Gags have the most innings. Cows have the fewest. Bizotti's right in the middle. And then here we go. Weekend Warriors was Big McBride's 1-5
Ooh.
on Friday and 5-1 after Sunday. So that was nice.
Yeah, that was helpful.
Did you have a lot of starts over the weekend? I mean, that's usually the case.
Not that many. I mean, I had Ranger Suarez, who's basically turned into Strider. I mean, he's had like 2 complete games already. Yeah, so I mean, again, I lucked out with he had 32 points on Sunday.
It's nice when you have guys from last year and they're doing great this year, like Cronenworth and the Gags had Suarez and Freddie Peralta. I don't know why I didn't retain Peralta. It was only I think he's only like $2. I don't know. It didn't really, my gut
Well,
just
he's not a guy that screams out at you like, yeah, I gotta have him. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'll give you a pass on that.
he's got high strikeout rate and I don't know what's not to like, right? And he's the ace on that team now. Burns is gone.
Yeah,
So
I know it's been interesting for pitchers this year for sure.
and then
Like Gavin Stone was another guy. I just picked him up like what a week and a half ago, and he was part of that trade I made with Larkin for um who's the Astros right fielder. See, I can't even remember his
Tucker
name.
for Tucker.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Ellie De La Cruz, Gunnar Henderson, Spencer Strider, and that guy.
No, that was a big
No,
trade.
it was a big trade, but then I couldn't retain him, and he got drafted, and then he got dropped, and then he was just there, and he has had 2 amazing games in a row, pitching lights out. So I've been kind of lucky with that. Just kind of fell off the apple cart there.
Somebody said that it was appropriate that Stone started on 420. So I think he started his last start was Saturday. I think.
Well,
It's against the Mets.
hopefully every day is 420 for him then.
Yeah, actually, it was Gary Cohen. Because it was a Mets game. It wasn't. I know that. So, and then, anyways, Daddy's was the straw spinner. They lost 3 games of the weekend, and then Lucky Babbitt points. Satch is leading. So I think the longer that Satch is leading, it's going to lend credence to his argument that it's that you make your own luck. So we'll see. And Cows is the new unlucky. I think Knockers was there last week, so now it's Cows.
Yeah.
So and predicted top 4 is obviously Satch. It's on top, and then the McBrides now are predicted for 3rd.
I was shocked. I couldn't
Knockers,
believe that. When I
Knockers
saw me in 3rd, I was thinking maybe this year a 6 or a 5 would be, an upgrade. And if I can get a 3rd or even a 4th, I would be super happy. But of course, I want to win. Just don't know if I can win as long as Phil is in the league.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Well, players of the week, Travis d'Arnaud unseated the Bake McBride's catchers for
that's pretty funny.
Cow.
4 straight weeks, right? Or
Yeah, well, it
3.5.
was 3 straight, 2.5 weeks, but 3 straight times
Yeah.
you had the Cow. And at corner infield, I think Westbrook's 2nd and 3rd, so we put him in at corner for the Sombreros. And Trey Turner was the player of the week, the Meow, the middle infielder of the week for Spear. And last week they had Altuve, so I usually note that when it's the same team 2 weeks in a row. And Dalton Varsho for the Cows was their outfielder of the week, the Ofow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at Hack with 2.
Yeah, your good buddy Hack had both pitchers of the week, Nola and Eflin.
Yeah, good for him.
And then Satch, I think he had 2nd consecutive relief pitcher of the week. He had Kirby Yates. Last week it was Robert Suarez. Robert, right? Is that his first name? Jeez.
Yeah, for the Padres.
Yeah. So we can see the standings here. Satch is 21-0. That's
just crazy.
the last thing we wanted, right? So,
is that like the most all time to start? Because I don't
yeah.
remember one going undefeated for more than a week or 2.
I looked I looked back to 2006, and there were teams that were undefeated after 2 weeks, like 9-0, things like that. But last year, I started 14-0.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you
It
were on
was
the tear.
14 because I tied with Dad's for the top record that third week, the 2.5 week mark, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, Satch has blown past. He actually broke it last week with going 15-0. And now he adds to that. So this might be, I don't think since it was already, what, 17, 18 seasons, I think, that I could go back to 2006 that we did, that this was tops of it. We might, this might be it. This might be the record that stands, so.
Yeah, and I mean he's got some great players on his team, obviously, but then he's just getting a lot of these guys you wouldn't think of. Oh, and he's got Murphy on the DL too. I mean,
Yeah,
that's a major loss for him.
I think
Like,
that's his only player with a salary of $2 or more. I have a screen for that because you're the star of that one. But besides Murphy, he hasn't had any injuries. But still, it's 21-0, and my God, next week it could be 27-0 for all we know. So.
that's like game over, right? I mean, 27-0. How do you?
Right, 27-0 would be
I mean, he would
21-0.
have to have catastrophic, like,
Yeah, 21-0 is bad enough.
New Orleans hurricane disaster, which I don't wish that on anybody. So, hopefully that doesn't happen to
Well,
him.
maybe he'll be busy with his move to Minneapolis over the next few weeks. Maybe he'll only go like 10-2 over the next 2 weeks or something.
There you go. Give him something else to do.
All right, so Buddha we already went over.
Buddha. I like that stat where you were talking about last week. Was that WOBA?
Oh, Phil was talking about that, comparing ex-WOBA
Yeah.
to WOBA, and who's gotten off to a bad start that has just been unlucky, and vice
Uh-huh.
versa. So yeah, that is just interesting stuff. I think Baseball Savant is like the best place to get that stuff. I know Kimmler's a big fan of Baseball Savant, and I'm assuming Phil is, because I think that's probably where he got that list, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
So instead of going to rates and ranks and wasting all the time, we'll just look at overall hitting points. Who's tops here? Looks like maybe you. Looks like the
Wow.
McBrides are top in hitting points, and actually you're under. So you got to be leading by far in the hitting points per game played. You're 3.2.
That's kind of interesting because I mean I've got a couple players like Chas McCormick. I mean there's just no right fielders out there, and I'm waiting for the guy from the Rays to come back up from his injury, but it's like, but
Who's
I'm
that?
still
Lau? Was it?
yeah, Lau. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said Lowe last week. It's confusing. Nathaniel Lowe, Brandon Lau. It's like.
Eh.
But yeah,
Yeah.
average is probably around 3. You're at
I know
3.2.
Ellie De La Cruz has been contributing a lot to that for sure. He's been doing good, but Lindor was like missing for 3 weeks, right? 1 for 26 or something like that to start the
He was
year.
one of the guys on Phil's list that who was unlucky, and he's pretty much doubled his batting average the past week anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Still
Last
only
week,
200, but
I think he got out the Schneid, so I'm
yeah.
looking good there going forward. And then Gunnar Henderson, of course, my catching. Yeah, I'm happy with it for sure, and I feel like I've piecemealed some pitching staff also. The guy from the Dodgers I just picked up last week, Paez, starting in center field.
Right, yeah.
And
he played right against the Mets on Sunday.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for Luperfido to come up for the Astros, with their issues, and he qualifies in right, so I'm hoping that happens soon.
Does he play first base?
I think he's an outfielder. He'll probably play center field for them because they got oh boy, and right.
I was
Tucker.
worried. I was worried that they were going to replace Abreu with him because I picked up Singleton, John Singleton, as a in the AL Roto League, not Beer League. Beer League, he would never do that, but it's not like it was a great move in the Roto League either. But I was just hoping that if they sit Abreu, that Singleton would get his chance, but they're not playing him very much. So my speculation might not be rewarded. Well, we can
I
see.
mean, pretty much the spring is always a toss up. You never know what you're going to get. It's the summer months that really count. From May to August. That's when people put up the big numbers.
Well, Abreu
So
is scary, right? He didn't have a great year last year. Certainly, he didn't start well, and he's to the age where you really are wondering, if he's gonna rebound. I'm sure he
I
won't.
mean, how old is he? He's like 29, 30?
37. I think he's 37.
What, 37? Jeez.
Yeah. But some guys age faster than others, and who knows? He's a Cuba 37. I don't know. Maybe he's really 40. Who knows? But
Well, clearly I wasn't paying attention to his career.
But well, they were talking about. I think he's 37. I'm pretty sure I read that recently, and they were talking about Brandon Belt. You think he's like washed up. He's 35, so he's 2 years younger than Abreu. So it's like,
hey, all I can say is Brandon Belt. Good for you, buddy. You stayed in the league for how long with your mediocre playing ability?
He was pretty good last year.
Well, he's good
Kings,
defensively. He's a solid defensive player, and he doesn't get hurt. So yeah, he survived. He's a baseball survivor, but he's never been great.
Yeah. So this article was talking about, because I was researching, because I'm worried about my John Singleton pickup, but what the Astros would do with if they bench Abreu. One thing was like they could sign Brandon Belt. Another thing was they could trade for Josh Bell from the Marlins, because the Marlins are looking like maybe they're really not going to be able to do much this year.
Yeah, they're not that good. Although Cabrera came back and had a nice game for them.
So getting to pitching points, you can see Satch is in the lead here, 780. He's like, far above, almost 100 points above the next team. And he's at 2.9 points per inning pitched. That takes out saves and holds. But even saves and holds last week, he was number one. Let me see. I put it over here.
Yeah, I like what he was saying about his, what he was looking for in relievers. He's looking for high leverage guys and, high strikeout rates. He wants save guys to limit his innings. Yeah, Phil knows what he's doing.
You can see he's on top here, and just the saves and hold points and the non-saves and hold points. So he's pitching great. His hitting is, average. I'm sure he's not happy with it, but it's average to, slightly below. Maybe I don't have. I guess I should have an overall figure. That would be kind of nice. I could put it right here, and then we would know. But here, actually, his hitting would be here. But anyway, so he's looking good. We already went over the predicted final standing. So this is only 20% correlation to the end of the year historically. So Phil's predicted to go 75 and 60 the rest of the year.
I think that's funny that they think the model thinks he's going to lose 60 games. He may not lose like more than 10.
It doesn't really, well, when I didn't temper it, it came out with a record of a final record of 126 and 30. So that should be the wager. Do you think he'll be closer to 96 and 60 or 126 and 30? So
probably 96. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I thought.
No, I mean, it looks like it could be a 121 season if things go right. But hopefully, this move to Minneapolis will distract him, and he'll be, working on his band and not paying attention. But I really don't think that's going to happen.
I should put another column in here, and we could see that 126 and 30, because that's really what he's done so far. If he continued to do what he's done so far, factoring in underages, overs, all that kind of stuff. His BABIP luck, even taking that into account, he's 126 and 30. So if you think like he's going to win over, what would it be, 111 and 45, that's the cutoff between this tempered prediction and the raw one.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess if I had to pick one, I would go toward the 126 30, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting against Phil. You ever play Tecmo Bowl against that guy? He's like
No,
a
I've seen,
world. He's like a world champion.
well,
All right, where are the holy cows? Yeah, they're still in the mix. Um, let's play.
do you see this catchers thing?
Um, no,
No?
I'm still seeing the predicted final sorted here.
Huh. Maybe I have to stop this and then do it. All right, let me I forgot to check what time it was when we started, so hopefully maybe we'll get through this. All right, so do you see the top catchers?
Oh yeah,
All right, William Contreras, your guy, of course.
yeah, and you got two.
I have Will Smith and Adley Rushman. Yeah, I spent for them, so it's good they're up here.
Yeah, I got Smith on my National League Roto team. He was a top priority for me, but I also drafted Alvarez in that league in like the
Oh,
13th
he's
round.
gonna be out for a while. Yeah.
I know, but the thing was, I was killing in putouts. I had two like superstar catchers, right, and plus a first baseman. So I was winning putouts by like 2-1 in every matchup.
What categories do you have? I've never seen a league that has putouts.
Oh yeah, no, I've got everything. It's like I can't even go. I mean, I can pull it up in a minute, but
Well, just how many are there anyway?
so many.
Wow.
Here, let me see if I can pull up the league. You can go ahead and speak more about
I
these.
know. I know. Chad always. Well, Chad mentioned. I shouldn't say always, but he mentioned about adding some fielding. But it's hard because the positions that you want to reward more than the lumbering kind of positions are the ones that would be penalized if you do errors or things like that. Even putouts that would reward first baseman, right? They get a
Right.
ton. So I don't know.
Okay, so the categories are hits per at bats, runs, RBIs, Ks, giddy up, which is ground into double plays, putouts, assists, average, on base percentage, slugging, and net stolen bases. That's for
Holy
hit.
cow, that's a ton.
And
It's like
and
eight
then
or
for
nine hitting ones.
yeah, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 for hitting and 11 for pitching. So pitching is innings pitched, wins, saved, ground into double plays, holds, total bases, and hold on. ERA, whip, K per 9, and quality starts.
Wow,
So
God,
yeah,
that's the most I've ever heard.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like I said, I've been in this league a long time, and I've won it a few times, like probably more than our league, but it's still very competitive. There's like
Won our
4 or
league at
5,
least twice, right?
I think 3 times I won.
James, okay, yeah, I don't have the history with you, but I know people. You had a good run, especially between like what 15 and 20 years ago. That was like that early 2000s to
Oh
early
yeah,
teens.
the Mark Teixeira, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Hanley Ramirez, Jose Reyes days. That team won a couple of championships. And that was what was it, the when we drafted at the Underbar.
Oh, that was
Chad
20. It was
when
2005.
Chad
Yeah,
was actually working the bar.
yeah,
Poor guy.
that was crazy. That's great, and we did it from scratch. No holds. That was
Right.
nuts. We only had 9 teams though, so that helped a little bit. But I think it was 9. I used to say it was 8, and I think I found out it was actually 9.
Right.
All right, and
And then
then
there was the like the year after my daughter was born, I like won 2 because I was at home doing nothing but watching babies. And Jeff was like, you ain't got no better, dude, damn it. He was complaining. That was really funny. Which I had so much to do, as you well know, Lou.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There was a
but
baseball player on for the Nationals. It might have been no, I think it was Brian Dozier, And he was talking about how he has 3 kids, 4 and under,
Yeah.
like that. And I was like, yeah, I did that too.
Yeah. No, you'd be up at 4 in the morning looking at baseball shit, right? While you're giving your baby the bottle or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that, but I did get snipped, and so did he. He talked about that. Like, what do? You get snipped, you know.
Oh, you got snipped?
I got snipped.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't want another one, you know. And I know that if we, you know, I know that we wouldn't have. We would have kept it. And I was like, I really don't want another one, you know. So I got snipped. I got snipped.
Oh, man.
All right. So Melendez for the Knockers rounds out the catchers. First baseman, we got Naylor for Hack, Christian Walker Daddies, Freddie Freeman Spear, Matt Olson Satch, Pete Alonso for the Gags.
Yeah, Pete Alonso. I love Pete Alonso. I've always wanted him on my team, and I never had him.
Maybe I'll trade him to you. Not a big fan of Pete, but he is a productive guy.
I mean, he's a good character, man. I like characters like that.
Cattell at second base, we got Cattell Marte for the Dad. Spencer Steer, we put him here. It was more premium position than the third and left. And that's for Let's Play. Jose Altuve, familiar name for Spear. And then some
Semien.
Was that?
Marcus Semien, the guy I always like discounted and never thought, oh, this will be the year he doesn't do it again. That was a fluke. That was a fluke. That was a fluke. And he just like year after year, he's producing. I guess I never saw him coming, you know.
I remember when he was on the A's, and I didn't think he was gonna be much. In fact, I didn't even know if he would stay as a regular player or something. And obviously, he was way better than I thought. And I thought the same thing for Altuve. I remember I might have had him the first time that anybody had him, but I didn't keep him. I didn't think he was going to do this. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Right. I mean, it was like, yeah, it wasn't like in what was it, the 90s when Ray Durham came up and everybody wanted Ray Durham, you know. Had to have Ray Durham. And it's not even, I don't think Durham was anywhere close to Altuve and Semien career wise.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, Altuve would probably be in the Hall of Fame, right?
I mean, Simeon's had like 2 MVP seasons ish, you know. He's had some good seasons.
He could get there too. So
all right,
Simburros has both Semien and Westberg rounding out the second baseman.
That's crazy. Another Baltimore is loaded.
Oh, way loaded. There's even guys in the minors that, you know, they have more guys. You know, it's not like they're done.
They're gonna be trading these guys for like potential free agents done like for bolster their pitching lineups because they have a glut now. There's no way they can get all those guys in.
They would probably trade somebody for a pitcher, you know, before August, right? I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they like the guys they have. I don't know, but they've got to do something. There's an imbalance there, you know.
Wow, this is awesome. Third baseman. Okay, so Hae-Sung Kim I had last year. And I'm like, yeah, he's pretty good, but you know, I'll throw him in a second. And Alec Baum has like kind of been bombed for 3-4 years, right? Michael Bush, I know he was a good prospect, but I didn't expect this out of him. Machado coming back is nice. Riley is a stud. That's a really cool third baseman group right there.
Yeah, these positions I should have mentioned before. These are the other ones they qualify at. You know,
yeah.
Michael Bush at first, also. Yeah, Bush. Daddy's got Bush, and Let's Play Machado. Cows have both Kim and Baum, and Hack has Austin Riley. He's had it
for I mean, Austin Riley's amazing, so good.
Shortstop,
shocking. This guy just not quit.
And Ellie for you. And then Daddies have Bobby Witt, and McBride's also have Gunnar Henderson at qualifies at third also. So you got short and third, Ellie and Gunnar.
Yeah, thank you, Chris Larkin.
And CJ Abrams makes the list. Or it looks like I'm running out of time. I got 9 minutes. That's all right. We might be able to do it. We'll see.
Yeah, we can get through this outfield, right? Third base, outfield.
I wanted to show that the IL by dollars thing too. But CJ Abrams for our new guy. Wait till next year.
Yeah. So, good luck, buddy.
And then left field, Ozuna for the Gags. Lawrence Gurriel Jr. for sombreros, Taylor Ward for spear, and he's also got Stephen Kwan at left field for spear,
Nice.
and Jordan for satchel. And then center field starts with Adolis Garcia for the Dads, Mike Trout, who's looking good for for Satch, looking good. And then the bake, you guys have Jaron Duran.
I think I'll take my Duran and his $1 versus Mike Trout's 94 any day of the week.
Is that what Trout went for this year?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was much less. Oh, I misspoke a couple of weeks ago because
Well, yeah, he made the trade for him, and he kept him at the high price. I'm pretty sure. I may be mistaken there, but
I think he went to the auction.
did he?
Sure.
I don't remember that part, but that's not shocking.
All right, and you've got Jaron Duran. You've also got Johan Duran, and hopefully he's back soon. He's the reason I haven't picked up any of those Minnesota
Twins
relievers because I figure he's going to come back. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it should be like a couple weeks, I think, is what his turnaround is.
All right, the Cows have Riley Green for the Tigers and Brandon Nimmo for the Gags. Also qualifies in left. Right field, you got Juan Soto for the Dads. And then Knockers have a couple with Kyle Tucker and Fernando Tatis Jr. And Sombreros, Ronald Acuna Jr. These are pretty familiar names. And then Teoscar for Satch. So Teoscar's doing a lot better with the Dodgers than he did previously.
Toronto.
Yeah. So that's another thing that's helping Satch. And then
we got the only Utah. Look at that, 107.
Shohei, 107 play.
So he's got the most points for batters. 107. Anyone beat that?
Betts has 121.
Mookie Betts. So that's it.
He's second. That's
second with the torn rotator cuff.
Yes.
Or whatever he's got. He's got the Tommy John, right? So the elbow.
Well, here's starting pitchers. I think I put a dozen of them on here. So Jose Barrios for Bizzotti, and I think he's our top 126. I think is the most points in the league, right? So.
Yeah, no, that's good. I've had him a couple times, and he never did that for me.
Look at this. Sure. For Satch, he's got Glasnow and Lugo.
Yeah, Lugo. Jeez.
And then Tanner Houck. Let's play, and I guess that was a trade from Satch. For
right, and then Wheeler.
Raleigh. What?
Wheeler was part of a trade that I did with. I can't remember if it was Satch or Larkin last year. I think Wheeler might have been in that deal for Strider. But anyway, yeah, he's a good pitcher. And then there's Ranger, my boy.
Ranger for you. Wheeler's on Bizzotti now, and I think Ronald Blanco for the Dads. He picked him up during that no-hitter, and he's pitched well since. So
yeah, that's good.
Here's one: Cutter Crawford for Sombreros, and Paul Blackburn for the Knockers.
Logan Webb.
Satch has also got Logan Webb, and then here's Aaron Nola, who was Player of the Week for Hack.
Yeah, Nola, that's nice to see him come back. I mean, he was dominant, 4 years ago? Him and DeGrom were the two top pitchers in the National League.
Yeah, he didn't sign for a ton with the Phillies. I mean, it wasn't like chump change, but I mean, because there was, his ERA was wasn't it in the low fours last year? It might have been really low fours, but
yeah, I mean, he's been hurt, but when he was in his prime, I want to say 3-4 years ago, he was, DeGrom level almost. He
was a gag a few years back.
I think Chad had both of those guys.
And then relievers, we've got and Jordan Hicks for the Knockers, the converted reliever. That's working out well so far.
Yeah.
And top relievers, Clay Holmes for Hack, Jason Foley for the Dads, who surprised us all because I already thought it was going to be Alex Lang as closer. Craig Kimbrell for you. So that was, that's nice. He's people that weren't maybe 100% confident of Kimbrell, and he's doing it well so far anyway. And
I'm happy with him. I always like Kimbrell. He's a good pitcher. He's
Robert
a game
Suarez for Satch.
Suarez plays.
And Emmanuel Clase for Sombreros. Okay, so hopefully, what do we got? Got 4 minutes. But I wanted to show this. This is the IL NA players with salaries over $1. So on your team, we've got Luis Robert, who's got 45 discretionary dollars. That's what I added up was the dollars minus one. So these are all guys with $2 salaries or higher. No $1 guys. But Strider, at $28 salary, Josh Young at 20, Royce Lewis at 19, Johan Duran 17, and then Sandy Alcantara at 2. So it's 126 discretionary dollars that you have on the IL.
Alcantara was the only one that was not by choice.
You
know what I mean? He was hurt last year, so I just tried to keep him along. But
this is how many points they've had this year. So I included that because some of these guys, started the year and then got hurt. So.
Oh, nice.
And Bizzotti's got Yuri Perez, Scherzer, Suzuki, Ruiz, JD Martinez, Brian Wu, Alec Thomas. So his stuff adds up to 82. I've actually, over on this side, I've got the in descending order, who's the top dollar guy and who's the least. Capital knockers have Bryce Harper, Justin Steele, Eduardo Rodriguez, Max Meyer, and DJ LeMahieu, all on the IL. Harper being the top guy at $57 salary. Oh, he's NA.
How long is Harper out?
He's got 67 points. So I don't know. NA must mean is he on paternity leave or something? I don't know what that means.
Might be something like that.
Yeah. So he's not really out. So this is misleading. I don't know. Every time I do this, it's like something's wrong with it. But
it's still good. It's interesting. That I like seeing the outliers like that too. It's like, why is this happening? And that's why I love statistics. Outliers are the fun part.
So Spears got Yelich, Ohtani the pitcher, Shane McClanahan, Jonah Heim, Brandon Lau, and Clayton Kershaw. Of course, some of these were known. I guess Yelich, he's already got 50 points, so he's just on a 10-day DL.
I was a little pissed about McClanahan getting picked up by Dave. That was irritating to me because I just figured I'm gonna NA him for the year, and Dave claimed him in the offseason. I'm like, shit, that sucks. Okay, but he's not gonna pitch for another 13, 14 months. But
so anyway. Jonah Heim, I don't know if these NAs are correct. I don't know, but they did add in a catcher in Texas. Can't remember his name. I mean, I've heard of him, but I just can't remember who it is now. But so maybe that, I don't know what that NA thing is about. I wish I could think of the guy's name. Then Hack's got Garrett Cole, Chris Bryant, Tyler O'Neill, Christian Javier, Matt Manning, Pete Fairbanks, and Tommy Edman. So you can see his totals. Cole at 46 is his top guy missing.
He's coming back though soon, right? Maybe
in June, I thought. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like late May, June.
Let's Play's got Framber, Tristan Casas, who just went on, and Dustin May, who's been out since the beginning. So Framber at 45, but hopefully Framber's coming back soon because I have him in the AO Roto League. I'm in. Gaggers are missing B.E.E.R and Darvish. I think I poached both those guys, so that was good poaching. Good poaching guy.
How much you spend on them? 24 and 15. Just waiting for him to get up the DL. That's pretty good.
No. I mean, I got them when they were healthy.
Oh.
Well, we got less than a minute, so I don't know if we'll for everything. Maybe.
Okay, let's run through this real quick. Murphy.
Can you come back in 10 minutes?
Doubtful, but
okay.
I think we.
Maybe I'll have to finish up. Satch just has the Sean Murphy. Sombreros has Devin Williams and Vaughn Grissom. The Cows have Ozzie Albies, Francisco Alvarez, Walker Buehler, Taj Bradley, and Brandon Woodruff. Wait till next year is Correa, Skeens, TJ Friedel, Paul Sewell, Jacob deGrom, and AJ Puck. And then Daddies didn't have anybody. So if I go to the right here, we're going to get cut off. But you're leading at 126. You can see the other teams. The teams that aren't too affected are the Daddies and Satch. And then you and the Knockers have the most dollars on there. But that includes